So in today's class, let us start learning analysis of three hinged arches. Analysis of three hinged arches. Okay. So let us try to sketch an arch with various loads acting on it, various reaction components, what is the terminology that is associated with it, and how do we try to calculate the reactions, the normal thrust, radial shear, and bending moment at a given section of an arch. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. So let us take this as an three hinged arch. Okay. With a reaction here and a reaction here. So we have horizontal reaction here, horizontal reaction here. So let it be subjected to, so an arch can be subjected to any type of loading. So here we have another joint or another pin. So here is one pin, here is one pin. Okay, so total three pinned or three hinged arch. So this height is h, and let this height at a section will be y, and we have the total length L. So this is x at a distance x, and total length L. Let vertical reaction be VA here. This is A, this is B. Okay, and we have point C. We have point C at the top, and this is subjected to a uniformly distributed load for the sake of understanding of how to derive the expression for a three hinged arch. WKN per meter. WKN per meter. Okay. Now, what is that now we need to do? We need to analyze, and here also VB, this is VB, okay, and we have HB, and this is HA. But if you see here, it has got both vertical reaction as well as horizontal reaction. So this point is C. Now the resultant, so the resultant of this will be, resultant of this will be here for both sides. So this is resultant RA and this is resultant RB. Okay. Now let us try to derive the expression for the calculation of the reactions, for the calculation of reactions, horizontal reaction, vertical reaction, and the normal thrust and radial shear. Okay. So consider a three hinged arch. Consider a three hinged arch subjected to a uniformly distributed load of W kilonewton per meter. Let VA comma VB be the vertical reaction at A comma B, HA comma HB horizontal reactions at A comma B, and RA comma RB be the resultant of vertical and horizontal forces. Vertical comma horizontal reactions. Okay. Then we have H is the rise of the arch. H is the rise of the arch. Y is rise of the arch at a distance x from A. At a distance x from A. H is rise of the arch, L is the length. Okay, L is the length. So with this, we need to actually derive the expression for the normal thrust, radial shear, and bending moment. Okay, so all of you can see this here. So this is the overall arch with all the loading conditions and each and every stuff that is being considered. So now we need to use the basic equations of equilibrium. We need to use the basic equations of equilibrium. So that is one important thing that we need to consider. Okay. Yeah. So yes. So now for this specific arch, we need to apply the equation of equilibrium. So we have already calculated in the strength of materials by choosing a specific moment at a joint and trying to go ahead with that. So let us take the first step. Step 1. Step 1. Sigma MB is equal to 0. Step 1 is sigma MB is equal to 0. So what you will get? So see here, taking moments about point B. So VA into L minus W into L by 2 is equal to 0. So even if we have the horizontal force, we need not consider, it's not required. So taking moments about B, okay, it passes through the axis. So VA is equal to WL by 2. Okay, and what do we know? VA plus VB is equal to W into L. VA plus VB is equal to W into L. So VB is equal to WL by 2. This is the first step. And this is second step also. So this is step 2. Step 2. VA plus VB is equal to W into L, and VB is equal to WL by 2. Now, one more important thing here is we need to know what is the horizontal reaction also. So for horizontal reaction, so step 3, sigma MC is equal to 0. So top point, sigma MC is equal to 0. So what you will get? VA into L by 2, center, right? VA into L by 2, you can see VA into L by 2, minus other direction, minus H into anticlockwise, small h, isn't it? Minus H into small h, minus load W into where? Center, L by 2 into L by 4, correct now? So W into L by 2. Now this is W into L by 2 into L by 4. So this equals what you will get? So we already know VA is equal to L by 2. So WL by 2 into L by 2 minus H into H minus WL square by 8 is equal to 0. Okay. So this implies H is equal to, when we take it to other side, WL square by 8H. WL square by 8H. So that can be either HA or HB. You can take anything. So this is HA or HB. So this is equal to HB. Because see, this is positive, this is negative. So both are equal to each other to balance. Correct, no? So sum of all horizontal forces should be equal to 0. And that's where we got HA is equal to HB. Now, moving on to the next step, step 4. Step 4, RA, that is the resultant at A is equal to under root VA square plus HA square, isn't it? And RB resultant at B is equal to VB square plus HB square. So you can write it in bracket also, resultant. Step 4, resultant. Here also you can write, if for to have the clarity, you can write horizontal, horizontal. And step 1 and 2 are vertical. Step 1 and 2 are vertical. So how are we trying to get it now? So this is horizontal H. So this is VA HA. So this is what we are trying to get it. Okay. So this is also HA. And this will be RA. Like that for RB. Need not substitute, but you can keep it as it is. Then if you wanted to know the angle alpha, if there is an angle alpha which is making it with the horizontal, see at this point, if this is there, this is alpha. So tan alpha is equal to, how much we get? VA by HA, VA by HA, which implies alpha is equal to tan inverse of VA by HA. Okay, you can see that alpha is equal to, tan alpha is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So that is the next one. And the next step, one thing we should know here, what should be the value of the arch at the center? So the equation of arch. So let us try to take one thing. If A is the origin, then equation of parabola is given by, if, so this is an important step. If A is the origin, if A is the origin, then the equation of parabola, because this is a parabolic arch, is given by y is equal to cx into L minus x. So with A as origin, equation of parabola is given by y is equal to cx into L minus x. Now what happens? At x is equal to L by 2, what is y? See here, at x is equal to half, y is equal to h. At x is equal to half, y is equal to h. Now see what you are getting. Substitute into this. When you substitute it, h is equal to CL by 2 into L minus L by 2. So that is equal to, that implies h is equal to CL square by 4. Okay, CL square by 4. And what is C now? 4h by L square. C is equal to 4h by L square. Therefore, y is equal to 4hx by L square into L minus x. So this is one of the very important expression to get the equation of parabola with A as origin. With A as origin. This is the equation of parabola. And we need to continue ahead by choosing the now we need to calculate the bending moment at a section X. Now let us try to calculate bending moment at a section XX. So if I take this is XX. So now continuing with the previous derivation, step 5, bending moment at section XX. What do you have? Mxx is equal to VA into X minus, what is the height at XX section? Minus HA into Y, correct, right? Minus WX square by 2. So what is VA? WL by 2 into X minus, what is HA? WL square by 8H, WL square by 8H into Y minus WX square by 2. That is equal to WL by 2 in WLX by 2 minus, see this here, WL square by 8H into, what is the value of Y? 4HX by L square into L minus X. 4HX into L minus X by L square minus WX square by 2. So you see here, this is cancelled by 2 times, L square get cancelled. That means WLX by 2 minus, you see here, W into HX into L minus W, and HH also will get cancelled. HH also will get cancelled. So WLX by 2 minus WLX by 2 minus, minus of minus plus WX square by 2 minus WX square by 2. So what will this happen? All are getting cancelled here, isn't it? This becomes 0. This is one of the very important point in the analysis of arc subjected to UDL. The bending moment at any section is equal to 0. So that is, therefore, bending moment at any section is 0. Bending moment at any section is 0. This is one of the wonderful observation in the analysis of a three-hinged arch. Now moving forward, so let us try to calculate radial shear and normal thrust. What is that? Step 6, radial shear and normal thrust. Radial shear and normal thrust. Okay. Radial shear is just nothing but shear force. Normal thrust is the axial pull. So see here, when an arch is subjected to UDL, it will shear off. And when an arch is subjected to UDL, there will be some axial thrust or axial force pull that will happen when you cut a section. So our responsibility is to consider the same thing. Okay. So now let us try to take the arch. Once again, let me sketch it. So this is the arch. Okay. And for this arch, let me try to sketch a tangent line. Okay, this is the tangent line. And we also have the perpendicular to that. We also have a perpendicular line going through that. And a section is being cut at this point. A section XX is cut at this point. So this is tangent line. And what is the other line? Radial line. So this is radial line. Okay, this is the section XX. And if you see, this inclination is 90 degrees. You can see this is a 90-degree axis, right angle triangle, 90 degree. And if you have the horizontal force, if you have the horizontal force HA here, the angle between this would be theta. This is theta. Okay. And the angle will be 90 minus theta. From this point to this point, it is 90 minus theta. 90 minus theta. Okay. And all other things are same. So here, what we are trying to consider is there is a section at that point and a horizontal force HA is chosen, because we have cut a section there. Wherever there is a cut section, there will be horizontal force, vertical force, and pull. That's what we have seen in the previous classes. So you can see that this is VA, this is HA. Here we have HB and we have VB. When we try to resolve this, so let me take two more arches. So this is the tangent line. So with this tangent line, and this is the actual horizontal line passing through the top of the arch. So this inclination is theta. So if this is theta, what will this be? So this specific portion will be V sine theta. And the horizontal distance of that would be V cos theta. See, this is actually the vertical line. We are just trying to resolve it in a simple manner. There is no complication here. Straightforward resolving it. And here we need this as, what is this? V cos theta. This is V cos theta. And this inclination is 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. 90 degrees angle. And this is also theta. This is also theta. So this is tangent line, and the other one is the radial curve. Radial curve. We are just trying to split it into two parts. That's it. Now, this is about vertical. So we are trying to resolve the vertical and horizontal forces into equivalent sine theta and cos theta. That's what we are trying to do. Now, when you sketch the other portion also, actually, we need to just sketch half portion. That's it. Quadrant is sufficient. Even this part is also not required, this specific part. So here, what do we have? So we have this as the tangent line. Tangent line. And this is H cos theta. This is H cos theta. Resolving. You can try to compare here. H cos theta. And here, this is H sin theta. So this is the tangent line here. This is the tangent line. And this is the radial curve. So this is 90 degrees. See, everywhere it is same. Everywhere it is same. For both the directions. And we have the horizontal force acting like this at this point with an inclination theta. Okay. So we have resolved it equivalently. Here also same thing. Here this is V. If you can see, this is V. This is V sin theta. This is V cos theta. Now we see here, this is H. This is H sin theta. And this is H cos theta. So now when you resolve this, when you try to resolve this, radial shear is equal to, so radial shear is because of the vertical components. So that is, add this plus this both. So V cos theta, see here, upwards is V cos theta minus downwards H sin theta. And normal thrust is, see here, this one, V sin theta plus H cos theta. So what does that mean? The shearing is V, and the shear force corresponding to both sections will be, so here upward positive, downward negative. Here, right positive, left negative for both. So here for both, V cos theta is upward, that is positive, H sin theta is downward negative, and V sin theta plus H cos theta. So these are the important expressions for the calculation of normal thrust and radial shear for a three hinged arch. So now our responsibility is to calculate the normal thrust, radial shear, and bending moment at any given section in an arch. Okay. And last step would be tan theta is equal to dy by dx. So how is that shown? So this is an arch. So we have the horizontal force H. Okay. So if we draw a tangent line, this will be theta. And for this arch, the slope will be dy dx. Okay, dy and dx. So this will be theta. So tan theta is equal to dy by dx. So what is y? D into 4h by L square. 4hx by L square into L minus x by dx. So that implies theta is equal to tan inverse of 4h by L square into, I am differentiating it, 4h by L square into L minus 2x. So this is very, very important to assess the inclination theta with respect to the three hinged arch. Okay. So this is what we need to learn in understanding the behavior of arch in terms of normal thrust, radial shear, and theta. Okay. So the problems associated with it will be seen in the next class. Thank you.